Kyrie Irving is the most toxic player ever. Is this statement true? What's up guys, it's NBA Lou here, and in today's video we will be discussing Kyrie's history of being toxic or being a problem to organizations. But before we continue, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Now, it all starts here. Irving wanted to leave Cleveland so he can be the vocal point somewhere else, which was reported a while back per ESPN's Windhorst. Now, Irving no longer wanted to play alongside LeBron James, as we all know, so that led to him going to the Boston Celtics, where he got traded there back in 2017-18 season. He then played 2 years with the Celtics, but the first season he ended up missing the second half of the season with the knee injury. And in the second year in Boston, he went public and lied to the Celtics, saying he will resign.
It's quite important, and I appreciate that, Scout. I joined in, but I shared it with some of my teammates as well as the organization and everyone else in Boston. If you guys will have me back, I plan on re-signing here next year.
And later on that year, the Boston Celtics lost to the Bucks 4-1 in the 2019 Eastern Semis. Then he went to the offseason and Kyrie signed a 4-year, $136 million contract with the Nets. Then in the first year with the Nets, 3 games into his return from a 2-month injury, because he had shoulder problems that year, Kyrie Irving thinks that the Nets needs more talent. Following an 11-point loss to the Sixers, Irving was asked about what the team needs to do to reach the championship level contention, and he feels that the Nets are 1 or 2 pieces away, even with Kevin Durant. That was on January 16th, 2020. Now this next story is when the Nets hired Steve Nash as the coach, and Kyrie made a comment saying he doesn't see the Nets having a head coach. Then in 2021, Irving said Kevin Durant is the first teammate he trusts in the clutch to hit the same shot that he can. That's pretty much taking a shot at LeBron, who's had plenty of situations where he was clutch. But Kyrie has been nothing but unprofessional. Now fast forward to next year on December 4th, 2020. Kyrie Irving was scheduled to have a Zoom interview with reporters to release his statement, and then he called the reporters pawns. That is so disrespectful in many ways that even Damian Lillard called him out just to tell him to go do your media sessions. Damian Lillard told Kyrie that on his Instagram live. I will drop the sources down below too if you guys don't believe me. Then recently in the month of January, he hasn't played with the Nets since the 5th for personal reasons, and no one has heard from him ever since. Basically, he was off the grid, as Steve Nash has no timeline for Kyrie's return. He then was spotted partying recently with his sisters at a birthday party. So there have been many times where this guy has demonstrated toxic-like behaviors, and I find it quite funny that a guy that burns sage to remove negative energy, a guy who's on social media is always talking about positive energy, is the one that is causing all this havoc and negative energy. Now the last thing that I've heard is that Kyrie has been furious at the Nets for hiring Steve Nash. He has been distant with Kevin Durant, and if you guys think he's not the problem to the locker room, then you guys might need to check that again. This guy has been nothing but a problem since he left Cleveland. Well, that wraps up the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it if you made it this far. Thank you so much, and peace.